Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I know I keep promising I will be more regular about these videos and it's still a work in progress. So today I wanted to do a reading on what do people like about you? What do people love about you? What is it about you that other people find likable? What is it that they find just overall, what is it that other people love about you? So we are going to have three piles. It's going to be pile number 1, and that is the Cosmic Fox. Pile number 2 with the Woman and the Wolf. And pile number 3 with the Girl and the Mushrooms. And before we get started, I just want to say, it is a general reading. If something does not resonate with you, please leave it behind. Readings are meant to kind of confirm and give you deeper knowledge, but not to completely reveal something about you. So just keep that in mind as we go through the reading. So let's get started with pile number 1, and I'm going to move the other 2 over to the side. So if you picked pile number 1, this is your reading, and this is going to be for those that picked the Cosmic Fox. I really enjoy stickers, so I like using them for these readings because it helps. So let's get started with tarot for you guys. We have the 9 of Cups, Death, Rebirth, and we have the Hierophant to start off with. So for my pile number 1s, what do people love about you? You have dreams. You know what you want, and you're not someone who's just, you're not someone who's like, this is what I want, but you're not taking action on it. You know what you want, and there's almost a little bit of luck here with you guys. It's almost like I know what I want and I know how to go about it, but also there's kind of divine intervention here for you guys. It's almost like you have a lot of angels, a lot of guides that help you along the process. And I know with the Death and Hierophant here, some of you may be thinking it doesn't feel that way, right? It doesn't feel like I have help. It doesn't feel like anyone is looking out for me. My life has been hard, and I can absolutely see that here. But you do have a lot of divine intervention with Death, Rebirth, and the Hierophant. You are someone who can constantly transform and transmute. What do I mean by this? You are someone who is constantly growing. You are very self-aware. You know which beliefs are not in your highest interest. You know which beliefs are holding you back. You are constantly checking in with yourself. You are constantly growing, evolving. I am seeing that with the Hierophant. You are very spiritual. You are someone who's doing the shadow work. You are someone who is doing the spiritual work to clear away that which does not serve you. There's a lot of healing here. And with the Fox, there's a lot of adaptability. You were attracted to the fox for a reason, right? The Cosmic Fox. So there is a lot of, you are very adaptable. You are someone who, you know what you want, or you have a general idea of what you want to achieve. And you're not someone who is afraid to dream big. But you also know that you must do the work, that you must let go of certain belief systems, certain people. I feel very much life path number 9 in this so far, and number 6 is coming in. So 3, 6, and 9s are coming in very strongly for life path numbers. There is some Scorpio energy. We also have some earth energy, and obviously water signs. Those don't have to be yours. So we're looking mainly, I'm looking at Scorpio, and I'm kind of getting Capricorn, Taurus vibes, but again, you don't have to be any of those signs. Those are just signs I wanted to mention. But for my pile number 1s, you are someone who's constantly doing the work. You are very self-aware. You're not someone who's just going through life without checking in. You are someone very spiritual. You may not be, I don't think my pile number 1s are religious. I definitely think you guys are spiritual. You guys are constantly checking in with spirit. You are constantly checking in with your guides. You're constantly checking in with yourself and finding your truth and finding what no longer works for you so that you can move forward to something that will work. Now let's take a look at these cards. Yeah, look at this. We have the 9 of Cups and Imagine. And this is kind of that energy that I'm getting here of, you know what you want, and you're not afraid to dream big. You have big dreams, but you also have the ability to do the work. And you've been through enough that you know the importance of doing the work. You know the importance of showing up for yourself and doing what needs to be done. Then we have to the sea here. And that kind of speaks on your ability to move on, to let things go, to constantly transform, to constantly check in with yourself and figure out what needs to be released. This also adds to that element, right, that we were just talking about with life has not always been easy for you, and you are very much aware of this. Life has not always been easy. You have been through a lot. You are not someone who has been, you don't, even if you are someone that was born into a situation that was kind of well off, there were other issues. There's just something here that life was not easy for you, whether that is spiritually, financially, mentally, because it could be some anxiety, depression here. It could be some, material issues here. It could be some spiritual issues, but you're someone who life has not been easy, but you continuously work on yourself. You continuously transform, transmute your energy. Higher power. What did I say? And I don't look at these cards before flipping them over. The higher power and the Hierophant, you are very spiritual. You are very connected to source. You are very connected to the universe, whatever it is you want to call it, God, universe, source, spirit guides, higher self. With the higher power here and, the Hierophant and this Nine of Cups, like I said, you're very much divinely guided. You are someone who is constantly, spirit looks out for you. And that is true of most people, right? I don't want to make it sound like spirit is only looking out for my pile number ones and no one else. That would not be true. But spirit is definitely around you, and you may just have more spirit guides than most people. I do feel that for this pile, a lot of you have connection to the animal. So spirit animals, whether they are animals that are still in existence today, I do feel like some of you have a connection to like the mythical animals like unicorn, phoenix, dragons. So any of the mythical animals that you can connect to and work with them as well. With the higher power, to the sea and imagine. You have the ability to visualize. I would not be surprised if a lot of you are clairvoyant that picked this pile. Use your ability to visualize, to imagine, to figure out what you want to do, and to kind of visualize this into a reality. So yes, we can imagine and we can connect to the higher power, but we must take action. And I think that you guys can do the action part. I don't think that's a problem for you guys. But I do want to mention that in addition to just the dreaming part, there is a need to meet the universe halfway in order to make it happen. Let's see what else we have here. Pisces, the mystic, and semi-sextile, allowing. Yeah, you guys, there is this very watery energy here because we have Scorpio, now we have Pisces, we have imagine, we have higher power, to the sea, we have a lot of blue. So for my pile ones, the crown and the third eye are coming in as very important, as well as the throat for some of you, but I'm getting mostly crown and third eye chakras as coming in as important. And even in this Pisces card, we have the mystic and we have the imaginative, compassionate, healing, empathic energy here, mystical, because you guys are my mystics. You know what needs to be done, you know what needs to be changed, and you know what you want, and you're able to do that. I will say, I do think you guys sometimes do deal with depression, anxiety. I think it's, there's a lot of heaviness in your energy at times because you've been through so much, because you've seen so much, and because you have the ability to feel so much. So people love how spiritual you are. People love how you're able to constantly grow and evolve. People love that you can get into the flow of things because we have to the sea and we have allowing. Now, some of you may be thinking, I don't know what you're talking about. I kind of struggle with surrender, but this is how other people see you and what they love about you. So you come across as someone that it's very easy for you to surrender to a higher power. It's very easy for you to connect to a higher power and trust. Again, very spiritual pile. let's see what these two cards are. Broom, and it says, what dreams may come from what you seek, make room, make way, a clearing needs be. And Pumpkin, and that says, uncaging the spirit within thou, the fertile power you hold. To taste your buttery velvet upon tongue is a gift I shall cherish every day that comes. So, pile number one, people love, again, we have this dream energy, this 9 of cups. People love your dreams and how big you dream, how you don't really limit yourself. You're someone who, this is a very artistic pile. So you may be very artistic. You're not someone who's probably going down the road that's been traveled. You may be creatives, right? And people may look at you and say, wow, I just love how my pile number ones can go out there and live their dreams and chase that dream and not have to sit here and work this 9-to-5 job that they hate, or how they're able to kind of combine their creativity. There's something very creative and very mystical about you, pile number one. With this, you're not someone who's caged in. You're not someone who runs across an issue and you're just like, okay, I have to remain here. I have to stay here. There's a sense of, I am going to break free and I am going to move on with my life, and that's okay. That's what I am going to do. I am not going to stay here. I am not going to remain trapped. I am not going to remain where I do not want to be. I trust in the universe. I trust in source, in God, whatever it is, however you want to call it, to help me with my dreams. I am able to clear myself. I am able to constantly transform myself into the person that I want to be. And again, I am able to walk away from that which does not serve me. I have no problem walking away when I need to walk away and getting rid of the people, situations, beliefs that I need to get rid of, because I know that there is a higher purpose for me in this lifetime. I know that there is much more to this life. I know that I can imagine my best life, that I can connect to my highest self. And I just want to check in here if any other messages are coming through. So that is all I have for you, pile number one. If you like this reading, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And let's move on to pile number two. Sorry if I shook you there, guys. All right, so pile number two, if you chose the woman with the wolf, this is going to be your reading. So let's see, what do people love about you? And let's start with the tarot cards. 3 of Wands, Strength, 10 of Wands. All right, let's start there. So 3 of Wands is all about your ability to make progress, your ability to, you're kind of waiting for your ship to come in. You're waiting for your opportunities. You are waiting for your growth. Strength here is saying having the courage to follow through. With strength here, my pile number twos, you guys are very courageous, but there's a kind of a calm courage to this strength card. This is not about, being the loudest person or the most outgoing person. This is about you having graceful leadership. This is about you sitting in your quiet strength. This is about you bringing compassion and strength forward into this world in a way that doesn't have to be, it's not necessarily the strength where you're going out there and you're having to argue with someone. It's bringing forth having the calming presence and bringing that forth. With the 10 of Wands, I really like this 10 of Wands in this deck, because in the traditional cards, in the Rider-Waite, we typically see the 10 of Wands, it's an uphill battle. With this 10 of Wands, she has already prioritized. She already has help and she's coming down the hill. She's not going up it, she's coming down, and it looks like she's kind of already got her stuff figured out. And this, to me, this kind of feels a little bit similar to pile number one. So if you considered pile number one, you may want to go back and listen to that if you're called to. But this, to me, feels kind of similar to that energy of, life hasn't always been easy, but I know how to make it through. I have the strength, the courage to see my life through. I know how to prioritize. I know what I deserve, and I am willing to wait for those opportunities to come into me. And again, you may not view yourself like this, but this is how people view you and what people love about you. They love your strength. They love your ability to continue to go even when things are tough. They love your ability to draw in the right opportunities, because there's this sense here that you can manifest, that you can expect and remain optimistic, and what you want eventually comes to you, that you're able to manifest the right opportunities, that you're very ambitious. You can be a bit of an overachiever. You can be a little bit of a workaholic with this pile, and people notice that, but they notice that you get things done and that you do get what you want, that you are continuously improving and moving in the right direction, that you are continuously progressing on your path, that you know what your dreams are, and you're always able to work with them. You are able to multitask. You are able to connect with your ability to create. You are a creator. So that is what people love about you, my pile number 2s. Let's see what we have here with time for a nap, round and round, and come to the edge. All right, pile number 2. I just realized, let me move these around here. All right, pile number 2. So what is coming up here is you do work hard. And I see that sometimes you kind of overwork yourself to the point of burnout. You may even actually burn out. I feel like you have learned how to slow down. I feel like you have learned your lesson of balance, of knowing when it's time to take a nap and when it's time to grind. I think you know how to connect to the energy of, I am waiting for these opportunities and I am manifesting them, but I know that I need to wait, and I know that, it's time to rest. It's time to kind of perhaps go out and play, or perhaps, take a nap, because things are about to pick up again. With the round and round, I feel like people love that you don't give up. People love your ability to keep going, your ability to keep pushing past any sort of, it's almost like your ability to keep going and work yourself past any sort of obstacles. Your ability to integrate, your ability to view patterns and realize what patterns are holding you back. Because with this 10 of Wands and the round and round, I feel like my pile number 2s, you can kind of get caught up in working, right? You can kind of get caught up in the daily grind. But I feel like you do, once you hit this point where you're just like, I'm going to take a nap, once you take that nap, or once you take that time for rest, I feel like you can kind of identify, you know what, I think I'm going round and round. I think I need to revisit and check in on this pattern. I think I may need a new perspective, because I realize that I am actually just going round and round, and that I'm not getting anywhere, that I'm kind of spinning my wheels. So I'm going to kind of take this break to check in with myself. And once I check in with myself, I'm going to see what I need to course correct. That is what I'm looking for here. That's the word. I feel like you guys, my pile number 2s, people love that you can course correct, that you know when something is just not working for you and when something is no longer serving you, and that you can move forward with that energy and kind of break the cycle. So Come to the Edge is another card that deals with courage. So we have 2 cards here that deal with courage. So you're very courageous. And then we have the Wolf, which is a very protective energy, right? So with Come to the Edge and the 3 of Wands, you're someone who knows how to take a chance. You're someone who knows when to take a leap of faith, but you're also someone who knows when not to do that. So again, there's kind of that sense of you just really know how to manifest the opportunities that you need, and you know how to let go of the ones that you don't need. So there's a lot of overcoming here of fear, a lot of overcoming of just all sorts of energy, because with the Ten of Wands, it's also overcoming burdens, overcoming beliefs, overcoming anything that is holding you back, prioritizing. So my pile number twos, you are someone that knows how to overcome fear and take a risk, but you also know when that is no longer going to help you. You know when you have to say, you know what, that risk is not worth my time. And I feel like you are viewed as someone who, knows exactly what to do to be successful, who knows how to move forward successfully. And you know how to face the unknown, because this energy right here, this Three of Wands, there's an expectancy, but there's nothing here yet. She's not seeing what she wants coming in just yet. So my pile number twos, people love how you are able to manifest, how you are able to take a leap of faith, how you are able to sit in comfort with the unknown, how you are able to take a risk when it's necessary, and how you are able to take a step back when it's not time for a risk. So there's kind of the sense of, when to step into the unfamiliar, and when it's time to stick to what you know and maybe take a time out. So let's see here what we have from the astrology deck here. Square, challenge. Yeah, you guys absolutely know how to face challenges. Sagittarius, the Voyager. Yeah, we have that Sagittarius energy here. And we do have fire sign on the board with the Ten of Wands and Leo. So Sagittarius, Aries. Why can't I think of my next fire sign? Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Woo. So with the challenge here, people love that you can face a challenge. People love that you do not give up. You're not someone who shies away from a challenge. People love that you can kind of go into this round and round and figure out what cycle needs to be broken in order to move forward. People love how enthusiastic you can be. There's a sense of somebody who works very, very hard. There's a sense of somebody very independent here. You're able to kind of do what you need to do. And again, a lot of independence. We have no one else in any of these cards. It's just the one person. You're very independent. You're very adventurous. You're very honest. With Sagittarius here, you're probably honest to a fault. You can be very blunt, my pile number twos, and people do love that about you, even though I feel like sometimes people do get a little hurt by that. You're very protective of the people that you love. You are able to take on things from those that you love. Like if someone needs help with something, they can count on you to show up and take and help them. But I feel like you also have boundaries where you can say, you know what, I can't take anymore. I need to rest. I need to take my nap now. I need to take a break from all of this. So let's see here, graveyard, and it says, there is a song that bellows in the peace of knowing no end, in acknowledging the crossroads of eternity. And then we have intuition. You hold the answers, you know the truths. Ancient ones await behind the doors of the mind. Yeah, my pile number twos, people love how intuitive you are, because again, you're able to manifest, you're able to kind of bring in the right opportunities. You are able to know when it's time to take a break. This is very intuitive energy. And the crossroads, you're someone who is often at a crossroads. You're someone who's often being asked to take a leap of faith, or to take a break, or to figure out where you're stuck in a spiral. So you're someone who's constantly kind of going into energies of this or that. Even here, we kind of have that crossroads, right? So you're someone who is constantly working very hard, constantly manifesting, constantly checking in with your intuition, constantly course correcting, constantly figuring out what comes next. What do I need to do next? What is next on my path? What would serve me at this time? And again, this is what people love about you. And sometimes we don't notice these things about ourselves, because I feel like some of my pile number twos are just like, I don't know. But with Sagittarius here, there's a very philosophical energy here, and a lot of intuition coming through, and a lot of, someone who is not afraid to kind of go on and figure out what needs to be done and explore and go on adventures. Someone who is not afraid to face challenges, someone who is not afraid to check in with self and to know when a risk needs to be taken, but also to know when it's time to take a step back and wait, or take a step back and rest, or take a step back and prioritize. So my pile number 2s, that's all I have for you. If you like this reading, please like, subscribe, comment below if you have any questions or any feedback. And I hope to see you guys soon. And let's get started with pile number 3. All right, pile number 3. If you chose the girl with the mushroom, this is one of my favorite stickers. I got them on Etsy. I am a sticker fan, but this is going to be your reading. Let's get started with the tarot cards. 3 of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, Knight of Wands. You guys are complex. All right, my pile number 3s. So pile number 3, what people love about you is how you are someone who is so complex. Again, you're not someone it's not black and white with you. You have a lot of colors of the rainbow within your personality. You can be, you have this different parts of yourself, and they're all kind of very much integrated. You are someone that can be very analytical, but you can also be very passionate. You can be someone who can work independently and do quite well in independent work, but you're also very artistic and somebody who can collaborate and help others. There's a sense of like a jack of all trades here. You're someone who has, a lot of passion, but you also know the time and place for everything. You know that sometimes it's time to work with the mind, sometimes it's time to work with the heart. You know the importance of kind of working with every single energy at its right time and its right place. I feel like you may be someone who is a part of many different social groups. Pile number 3, how some people, they kind of, they pick one thing and they kind of surround themselves in it. You are someone who has a vast amount of interest, and you know many different people from many different walks of life because of those interests, and you're able to connect. You're able to step into the community and be with others while at the same time kind of being in this place of, place of the mind where you can detach, you can view things, and you can be very objective, but at the same time you are very passionate. So it's almost like this, this sense of, I can be objective and view things from an objective point of view, but I am also very passionate, and I enjoy my freedom. I enjoy dancing, I enjoy having fun, I enjoy connecting to the things that I love and making them a reality. You are someone who can help others manifest what they want, and that's coming in strongly, and that's something people love about you. Like, if somebody comes up to you, my pile number 3s, and I love this energy. If someone comes up to you and they're just like, I need help. You know how some people, if they were to be working on something, they may not want to help someone else. You, my pile number 3s, you're like, sure, I'll help you out. You are, you uplift those around you. You help them. You want to see them grow. You have a lot of charisma and passion, and you can be very spontaneous. But again, only when it's necessary. You're not always spontaneous. You know when it's time to get down to business and do what needs to be done. But you do know when it's time to be spontaneous. You do know when it's time to move into that, imagination, creativity. You know when it's time to manifest, to inspire yourself and inspire others. You know when it's time to have courage to do certain things. But you also know when it's time to take a step back and kind of observe the situation before you take action. You are someone that is very wise. You are someone that is able to tap into a lot of wisdom, and you can share wisdom with others because there's this energy of you show up for others. Others can come to you and you will help them. I don't think you're someone that's going to help them no matter what. Like, I think if you have stuff going on, you do know your boundaries, you do know your limits, but you're somebody with a lot of integrity and a lot of honesty. And you're very direct, and you're always seeking your truth and following your truth. And people love that about you. And I have to say, sometimes we kind of see these things and we're like, no, that can't be me. But this is how what other people love about you. So just keep in mind that even if you don't see this in yourself, other people love this about you. So be open that this is how you are viewed by others. So we have breathe, to be fair, and building blocks. And again, that honesty, that integrity is coming in very strongly. You are someone who is very ethical. You have a lot of integrity. You're not someone who is just you're not someone who's not going to help another person because you're working on something similar or because you don't want them to be quote unquote better than you are. With breathe here, I feel like you are seen as someone who is very much connected, who knows how to have trust in the universe, who knows when patience is needed, who can kind of go slowly. I do feel like you may be seen as very spiritual by some people because I'm kind of seeing this woman and it looks like she's meditating to me. I think that, you are someone that you can get into this energy of I need to rush, but I think that you can call yourself back and you can kind of, bring yourself to center. And again, you may not realize this about yourself because this is what other people love about you. So I feel like some of you are probably like, what are you talking about? I struggle with impatience so much. With this breathe here, I do think you're someone who can stop and smell the roses, right? Someone who can just kind of stop and be in the moment, or somebody who at least is working on that. For some reason, I'm getting yoga here, or some sort of Tai Chi, maybe something that is movement and kind of about grounding yourself into the energy. And you pick this card, this sticker, and it reminds me of a very grounded energy, somebody who takes their time working with things. And to have breathe here and building blocks, right? You definitely take your time, my pile number threes. And I do think you go through moments of impatience, but you've learned as you've gone on your path how to slow it down, how to switch it up. How can I go from observation? How can I go from, this passionate energy that wants to do to this energy of let me take a break, let me relax, let me observe, let me wait, let me pause. So you are seen as someone who has everything you need to create the life that you want. You are seen as someone, and this is not something that has come easy to you, but I do feel like you do have what you need and you're able to manifest with what you have. You are seen as someone, I am sorry if you're hearing that outside. You are seen as someone that is building big things. The things that you are collaborating on with others, the things that you are building working, the things that you are creating, they're going to last a very long time. People love that about you, that you are taking your time to create things that are going to stand the test of time. And you're seen as someone who has a very bright destiny ahead of you, someone who is going to accomplish great things, someone who is doing the groundwork. And, you're not just taking shortcuts. You are showing up, you are doing the work, you are following your vision, you're not only following your vision, but you're doing it in a way that is fair to yourself, to others, and in a way that is full of integrity. Because I keep hearing integrity for my pile number threes. You guys are seen as someone, you're not someone who's just willing to do whatever just to do it. Let's see here what we have here. Neptune dreams. Yeah, you guys have this dreamy energy here. Fifth house, passion. Yeah, a lot of creativity here. A lot of creating, a lot of building things, a lot of connecting to, I feel like you guys are very creative. I feel like you guys are creating things. You may be content creators. You may be someone in the arts. There's a lot of imagination here. There's a lot of things that you're working on that are kind of being built from the ground up. It's not like you're grabbing something and just, you're not going down the path that has been walked. You are kind of paving your own way. I feel like with Neptune, you're kind of seen as a dreamer, very spiritual perhaps, or almost very connected to source, very connected to your dreams. A lot of mystical energy here. I do feel like you can be a little bit, you can struggle with escapism a little bit, but I don't think that that's too big. I think people kind of admire your ability to dream and imagine and see things from a better perspective, and your passion, because that Knight of Wands and that fifth house, that's all about passion, all about, you're seen as someone, I think you're seen as someone, most of you, who is very funny, who is, you're kind of the life of the party. You're able to show up and cheer everyone up and make sure everybody is doing well and everybody's happy, and all of these great feelings are happening. But at the same time, again, you can kind of disconnect. I don't know why that card won't stay there, but you can kind of disconnect and be in observation and do what needs to be done and focus on what needs to be focused on. So let's see your last two cards, pile number 3. Protection. It says, "This is my house, stained by the very blood flowing through its walls, covered in a veil of delicious prayers, yet deadly to those who dare lift its hidden. Greet the darkness." Yeah, my shadow work here. Here where the spine bends and the mouth quivers, breathes the hidden, the pieces that make you whole but cut deep with all of the sharp edges. All right, my pile number 3s, you guys do a lot of work, a lot of inner work. You guys are constantly showing up, taking a break, working on what needs to be worked on. You are constantly building new things. I feel like your sense of humor may be a little bit dark. I feel like my pile number 3s have, you guys are funny, but it's kind of a little bit dry and maybe even a little bit dark of a sense of humor. You're very protected. You're seen as someone who is very protected, but also who protects others. I feel like, again, this energy of others can come to you and you will help. You'll be honest. You'll show up fully. You're not someone that is going to put your integrity into question because you don't want to help someone or because you don't want someone to supersede you. You actually want everyone to do their best. You want everyone to grow. You want everyone to do well. You want everyone to create. You want everyone to connect to that energy of, being able to create what they wish for, being in that dreamy energy. You want to help everyone be the best that they can be. And that's something that people love about you, pile number 3. I want to see if I'm getting anything else for you guys, but it does stand out to me here with the shadow work, because this is my card of shadow work. And again, I feel like you guys are constantly improving yourself. You may do a lot of meditations, or you may be someone who's spiritual, maybe into like Reiki, because I am noticing kind of some energy there. You may be into some sort of astrology. Maybe you're into natal charts. Maybe you're into, you read cards yourself. It's just very creative work, but you're very fair and very ethical about it. It's not like you would not put who you are into question. In anything that you do, you show up so authentically and with all of your integrity, and no one would question that about you. And you're doing such great work. You're building so much, and you're helping others build their own blocks. You're kind of that person that maybe even though you're selling a service or you're doing something, you can still show up for others and say, hey, even though I'm making, maybe you make candles, or maybe you make jewelry, or maybe you make something, maybe you draw, paint, whatever it is. Even though I make this, I want to help you too. So I am going to talk to people about this. I'm going to kind of promote it. I'm going to show up and buy your service. I'm going to show up and help you get your ideas out there. Again, a lot of community focus here, a lot of collaborations here that you're able to help others with, and people love that about you. People love how you can show up and be there for others, and I think that you do have people that are willing to show up for you as well. I don't necessarily get that people may offer to help you much, because I feel like you come across as someone who has it together. So if pile number 3, you need some help, I do feel like you may need to ask people to just give you a hand, and that's coming in as a strong message. All right, pile number 3, that was your reading. If you like this reading, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification button, and I will see you soon.